Over the years, children have been fed information through television. From morning cartoons to after-school specials, we grew up in the age of media. Through hours of staring at a screen at a young age, we were primed in how to act out our gender and sexuality according to society. Let's take a look at just a few shows that we have seen in popular culture that contain subliminal messages regarding gender and sexuality.
Boy Meets World is an American sitcom that showed the development of a boy, Corey, and how he should act according to expectations his society has for him as he grows older. In the shorter and modern reboot, Girl Meets World, the show portrays Corey's daughter, Riley, as she goes through high school. Both shows idealize gender perspectives and contain subliminal messages that there's a single way to grow up, when in reality everyone grows up in a different way and every way is neither right or wrong. The representation of issues and experiences on TV gives kids the ability and feeling of acceptance and validity, because if they do not see themselves portrayed in media, they don't view their individual struggles as accepted by their community. While presenting such topics on a kids' channel may be deemed inappropriate by some audiences, it is important to discuss and exemplify the realities of life to children as they build their own understanding of the world. Both of these shows combine comedy and sincerity to show the changes kids go through while growing up. However, embedded in the comedy, both shows idealize gender perspectives by defining what society expects from each gender, and to which extent an individual is accepted because of how they perform their gender. Boy Meets World attempted to include more identities and human issues such as poverty, heartbreak, romantic relationships, marriage, and abuse. In the reboot Girl Meets World, there are minimal opportunities and time to talk about heavy topics. However, there are episodes discussing autism, cyberbullying, single-parent family dynamics, child abandonment issues, and found family tropes.
Jessie follows the story of a young girl who leaves her small town in Texas to pursue her dreams in New York City. She gets hired to be a nanny by a rich family with 4 kids that live on the Upper West Side in a penthouse. 3 of the 4 kids are adopted from Detroit, India, and Uganda. We chose to include the show because while Jessie is a strong female lead, it plays into the stereotype that women are the best caregivers and are always willing to step into a mothering role, no matter their age or other dreams that may have to be put on hold. This show breaks the mold in that it shows a family with kids who are adopted and look different from their parents, but who aren't loved any less. Yet again, it falls into the stereotype of rich parents never being around and children being raised by someone who sort of becomes a surrogate mother. Melissa and Joey follows Mel Burke, the party girl, who is suddenly tasked with raising her sister's kids after she is arrested for money laundering, and their father disappears to avoid arrest. Since Mel works, she hires a nanny, Joe Longo, who lost everything after Mel's brother-in-law's Ponzi scheme, to help her with the kids. We chose to include the show because it breaks the stereotype that all nannies must be women. It shows a man doing all the things associated with being motherly, like making lunches and doing dishes. It also breaks the mold in that it shows a family that has come together because of unforeseen obstacles. While it does break the stereotype, Joe is portrayed as very feminine. He is very concerned with his image and takes very good care of his outward appearance. He is focused on his image and has a fairly big ego. They make it seem as though his sexuality is in question. There are some big similarities and differences between Jessie and Joey. As far as similarities go, they are both taking care of children that are not their own. They both make mistakes but still have strong relationships with the kids, and they are both working on other dreams while taking care of kids. As far as differences go, Jessie is portrayed as being very motherly, while Joey is portrayed as a little flamboyant. While Melissa and Joey breaks the stereotype of women always taking care of children, some could argue that Joey has very feminine traits. Jessie also breaks the norm regarding gender roles by having a strong female lead, but it falls into the trap that all women have maternal instincts.
Modern Family is a popular American sitcom that follows the lives of different family members. It observes numerous family dynamics and is meant to be inclusive of multiple ethnicities and sexualities. The show has made great strides towards positive images of gender and sexuality, but can also be criticized for subliminal messages that lurk below the surface. For example, while the show features a gay couple, Mitch and Cam, the stereotypical images of gay men being overly flamboyant and highly focused on appearance are demeaning to their characters. Another example would be Gloria, a Latina woman that wears colorful and exotic prints that cling to her curves and objectify her based on her sexuality. She has a very thick accent, often mispronounces English words, and also frequently refers to how things are back in her country, all of which perpetuate the stereotypes that Latinas are all foreign and less intellectual.
As you can see, each show that we choose to spend our time watching shapes how we view individuals with the same characteristics as those in our favorite shows, as well as we believe we are supposed to act ourselves. And we only had time to review 5 of them.